All right, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be making shrimp crab Alfredo. I'm also going to add mushrooms in and stuff like that, but the mushrooms and the crab are optional. So you can make it chicken Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo, and just leave the mushrooms out of it completely. But the way I'm going to start is I'm going to start off by, I have a pan with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in it. And I'm going to start off by sauteing my garlic. So I put it on like medium high heat, letting it warm up. And as soon as it does, I'm going to start off by throwing in my garlic. And that's step one. So let's go. All right. Today we're making shrimp Alfredo. Also, I'm going to add a little bit of crab and mushrooms, but the crab and mushrooms are optional. So right here I have a pan that's on 6, and I'm going to start off by throwing in some minced garlic. I'm going to start off by sauteing this garlic, and once it starts to brown a little, I'll throw in the mushrooms, which are optional. Also, while I'm sauteing the mushrooms, I like to season them. I like to hit them with a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt again, fresh black pepper, Italian seasoning, Perfect Pinch, McCormick. It can be any brand Italian seasoning though, that's fine. And a little bit of garlic powder. Also, paprika, if I hadn't said that already. So, I'm gonna let them cook a little bit, but I'm gonna season them first, so here we go. Okay, and while these mushrooms are sweating a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and I have a pot of boiling water here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in my noodles. I prefer to use whole wheat linguine noodles. I couldn't find any fettuccine, so that's just what I'm using. But you can do that while this is going on. This whole meal shouldn't take longer than about 30 minutes. All right. And while that pasta is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more oil in the same skillet that I had the mushrooms and the garlic in. And I'm going to go ahead and put about 24 ounces of mushrooms. I like a lot of mushrooms in my pasta. So, trying to do them in a single layer and let them cook for not long at all. Just enough to turn pink. So it's probably going to be no more than about, maybe about 2 minutes of cooking, just till they get pink. And you also want to season them. Use the same seasoning: salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, Italian seasoning. And you don't really have to use salt on these because they're shrimp, they're naturally salty, but all right, and here we have a skillet, and we just added 2 cups of cream cheese, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 4 ounces of cream cheese, and 1 stick of unsalted butter. And we're just gonna blend it together until everything dissolves. All right, and we let it cook for about 4 or 5 minutes until it thickens. And then we're gonna throw in a cup of Parmesan cheese. That's about a cup. I can eyeball it. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can see I'm just using regular Kraft Parmesan. Okay, and once the cheese melts, that's it. We're done. We're just gonna go ahead and toss it with the mushrooms and the shrimp, and then just combine the noodles, and that's it. That's our meal. As a matter of fact, I actually cut the heat off. It's hot enough to just let the cheese melt on its own. So, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put it on low because I'm gonna go ahead and toss it with the mushrooms and the shrimp. And if at any time your sauce gets a little bit too thick, you can go back and add a little bit more cream and a little bit more cheese to the cream, especially to thin it out. All right, so we're adding the mushrooms. Delicious. And that juice from the mushroom sweating and the juice from the shrimp is also going to spread out the sauce a little bit. So it's going to be all right. Here's our mushrooms. Now don't tell me that don't look good. And if you think it don't, you probably a hater. Look at that. Alright, I'm cutting that off. And I'm just gonna allow everything to kind of warm up. And then I'm gonna toss it with the noodles. And that's it. I mean, you can add the noodles directly in if you want to and just toss it that way. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my pot and toss it. That way I don't have to worry about it splashing everywhere, getting all over the counters and all that kind of stuff. But I'll be back with the final meal, and you guys tell me what you think. All right, and when we took the noodles out, we drained them in a colander and ran cold water over them because we did not want them to overcook. So that cold water is going to cool them down and stop our noodles from cooking, and it's going to give us the perfect al dente noodle. So now this is me adding the sauce in with the noodles. Trying not to make a mess here. I'm doing the best with what I have. So let's see how this works. Oh shit. I guess you know that's me making a mess. Whenever you hear a black person say, oh shit, that means that something's getting fucked up somewhere. Alright. Sorry you guys wasn't able to see that, but I guess you guys can see some of it. Anyway, here's me tossing the pasta with the noodles. Delicious. Hate a dirty kitchen. Oh. Okay, so now I'm mixing it with the pasta. And that's it. Oh, it's gonna look so good when it's on the plate. It looks good now, but it's gonna look even better on the plate. Oh, yeah. And I'm taking it off the heat. Eyes kind of hot. But we'll be back.